What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Dad Does Videos. We have this new Arcade1Up virtual pinball machine that we're going to be putting together. It is headlined, I'm not sure if you can see this that well, by Attack From Mars, a Williams traditional favorite, but it has a ton of other games on it. Fishtails, Hurricane, Junkyard, Medieval Madness, Red and Ted's Roadshow, Tales of the Arabian Nights, The Getaway, High Speed 2, Whitewater, and No Good Gophers. So follow along with us. We're gonna go ahead and put this thing together. So here are the contents of that big box. Obviously the the big piece right here. We've got the legs and another box along with the instructions and a lot of the screws and other materials right there. So not a ton inside, just a lot of big pieces. Let's get into the building. All right, so let's get into this. Step one, we are simply going to get our piece F and connect these brackets to it along with the dowel rods on the side. So here is our piece F right here, and we know that because guess what? It says F on the back. Dowel rods go in each of the sides right there, and then we are going to install those brackets right here and right here, each side. And when you do that, those brackets should be like set up just like that. So make sure they're not opposite like that. On the step two, we're just going to take that piece F and insert it into piece A. So as you can see here, we have our finished piece F. There's piece A. We are just going to push that right into the holes on piece A that are right here. Make sure your notch is up. And then, no surprise, in step three, we're going to use another 2 of those C screws and just connect or attach piece F to piece A officially outside of the dowel rods. And we're just going to put those screws in right here in the bracket. Moving along to step number 4, we're going to get a piece H, put the dowel rods, 2 of those in each side, and connect that to piece G with these B screws. So on piece H, as you'll see, we have holes on the side. We're going to put our dowel rods in here and here, and do the same thing on the other side. And with piece G, as you can see, we have our little strip here that's going to go up just like that, while we connect this to piece H with screws going in, one here and then one over there. Moving onward to step 5, we're going to get the 2 pieces that we've just created and basically just connect them together. So in the step right before this, we connected H to G, and the step before that, we had our piece F and A connected. So what we're going to do right now, as you can see in the directions, is just move these together and attach them with those B screws. So like this, and the 2 screws go right here, one right there, and one right there. All right, so we are moving on to step 6, and in the first part of step 6, as you can see here, we're just going to put in 4 dowel rods. As you can also see in the instructions, we are not going to put those dowel rods on the outermost holes. So when you get your piece, dowel rods go in these 2 holes. And now we go to the second part where we are going to attach our piece D to the ongoing build that we have. A couple things to keep in mind here as we move forward. Pay attention to how piece D is situated. So you want it like this right here, where the wire is going down as you install it. So when you put it in your build, it's going to go like this. And that's because the wire, and this is the second part that you need to be careful of, make sure when that wire goes in, it goes in through this notch right here. So it should go in just like that. We're going to install this by attaching it to our ongoing build with a couple screws on the side. Okay, so we've got our D piece installed right here. We attach these screws to it. Also keep in mind, in this step, you'll want to put in one more screw in the bottom of your piece A, and that's right here. So make sure you catch that. All right, so onward we go to step 7. We are simply going to get our piece C and kind of rest this on top of our ongoing build. So in reality, here is our piece C. And the trick with this is to put this kind of notch that you see right here in this piece right into the notch of our ongoing build. So we put this on, kind of get it ready to attach. Slide that in like that. As you can see, there's a piece right here that this part rests on. Put this on, just like that. And you get ready for the next step to attach it. And here we are in step 8, where we are simply going to attach that piece C to our ongoing build with those 2 B screws. So you've got screw in here, screw in there. On to step 9, where we are going to simply place our piece I into the ongoing build we have. And this piece is just going to slide into the grooves right here and right here. Now, here's our piece I. There should be some film on yours, a protective cover. I like to take mine off right now in the directions. It will tell you to take it off later, but sometimes it's a little bit more challenging to take off the protective cover later. So as long as you're careful, you can take it off now. And all you're going to do with this is just slide this into those slots that are available. Just go all the way down. And we move on to step 10. We're simply going to attach the other side of our ongoing build, piece B, to everything else, as you can see here. And I think the challenging part with this is making sure all these different pieces and parts line up together. So you might need to take your time in putting this in and installing this correctly. One thing I would suggest is when you're putting your screws in is maybe put them in halfway so you have a little bit of wiggle room in case perhaps a dowel rod's not lined up or another hole isn't lined up perfectly. On to step 11, where we are simply going to secure that new side, side B, to our ongoing build in a different way by attaching it to those brackets that we have in place using those C screws. So we're going to put our screws right in there. All right, we are moving on to step number 12. And as you can see here, we're going to be putting on the legs for our pinball machine here. Although you have 4 legs, just bear in mind, you can see here, these are identified differently. You have J and K, and they are labeled. So just make sure, as you can see right here, here's K. You are using the correct one when you put these legs on. They're not interchangeable. We're going to be using these screws here along with the washers to put in the leg. And what's nice about what Arcade1Up did is all the screws and the washers for this step, they're all included within one bag. And oh, by the way, you have an Allen wrench in here as well to use to screw those screws in. So when you're doing this, just keep in mind, you've got the washer goes in first, then the screw goes in, and you tighten that screw with the Allen wrench, as you can see here. So we'll give you a shot of that once we're finished. All right, as you can see here, we have all 4 legs attached. Okay, on to step 13, where we are going to place our build on top of the bottom part of our pinball machine. Now, just be careful that you have it on there enough so that it's not going to fall off. Pay attention here. We're going to insert our cords that are coming off from the bottom part of our pinball machine through the little hole that's in the back of our ongoing build. So, as you can see here, here are our cords coming out. Let's get our ongoing build. As you can see on the bottom, here's our hole right here that those are going to go through. So I'm simply going to thread those through, just like that. Bring those up, just be careful. So just set this right on top of our bottom of our machine, and we'll be ready for the next step. On to step 14, where we are going to secure the top of our pinball machine to the bottom part. No surprise, right? And we're going to use those 4 screws. You can see the J screws right here. This is what they look like. You'll notice there are 2 washers on it, just like is indicated in the directions. We're just going to put those into the 4 openings from the top of the pinball machine into the bottom. And as you can see, here are the holes. There's one right there, and then on the other side, one here, and then right in back of this cord that you can't see right now. So we are going to move forward and secure the top part of our pinball machine in place. So let's connect some wires. As you can see here, we're going to grab our HDMI cable from the bottom of the pinball machine, plug it in to the right spot on our control panel. The other wire that comes out of the bottom is going to go right in the lightning bolt. And then our wire from the top is going to go right in the light bulb icon. So here we go. Let's get that HDMI cable in first. Don't need that plastic on it, so just pop that off. Plug this in. There we go. Then we've got this from the bottom of the pinball machine too. Remember, that goes right into this lightning bolt spot. Just like that. And then we have the wire from the top that goes into the light bulb spot. Light bulb spot is right there. There we go, all set up. Onwards to step 16, where we are going to just put piece E into the back of our machine and secure it with our E screws. So here is our piece E. Notice the screw holes on the top right here. We are going to put this, I'm going to slide it right into this little slot right here. Like so. Push up, and we're going to put our screws in right here and right here. On to step 17, where we are just going to remove the film from all the different pieces and parts that we haven't gotten to yet. So for me, that is right here. That is right here. Remember, we already did this part up there, and this is simple enough, right? Grab and pull. Let's hook up the power to our machine in step 18. As you can see here, we're going to get our cord Y and simply connect that to the cord that's coming out of the bottom of our machine. So here are our 2 pieces that actually come. We just want to connect this one into the other side of our power box here, like that. And then what we're going to do is grab the one side of our cord and insert that into the cord that's sticking out of the machine. Okay, we've got this all set up and ready to go. Let's hit that on button. See what happens. You can see the lights starting to go, the play field lighting up. Let's give you a better look at that play field to see what that looks like. Alright, you can hear it. Press the launch button to keep going. Tells you a little bit about what you're seeing here. Keep going. And then you can get into your games and which ones you want to play. So we're just going to go with Attack from Mars just to give you an idea of what this is going to look like. Alright, here we go.
This is an emergency broadcast. The Earth is being invaded by flying saucers from Mars. We are invincible.
So hopefully that gives you an idea of what this is going to look like for you. Thanks for joining, everybody.